Local flavors are key to the success of the White Winter Winery. In the tasting room, the uninitiated get to compare different kinds of mead and find out how it's made, sometimes even from the winemaker himself.
Sweet mead is most like what you would have had back in the Middle Ages if you were hanging with the king and queen. It's very sweet.
I think I was.
If I didn't do my job well and that royal couple, nuptial couple in the royal house did not produce a boy child, the mead maker was put to death. So.
Visitors to the tasting room at the White Winter Winery savor the history and the flavor of handcrafted mead.
Again, very light, very floral, just honey and water fermented out. This is a particularly good year for dry mead. The honey was excellent. When we first opened 11.5 years ago, people would come in going, well, what's mead? We don't know anything about it. And now people come in saying, wow, we heard you had mead. We want to try that.
Mead is the oldest fermented beverage in the world. Here they make it the traditional way, and also with a whole range of locally grown fruit, raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, and apples.
That should do it.
On this day, John and friends are pressing bushels of locally grown apples for a fresh batch of hard cider.
Put the little wooden rack down, you put the cloth on it, you fill the cavity with apple pulp, and then fold the cloth up and put the next plate on.
When the stack reaches 8 or 10 levels high, they put the squeeze on.
So now we'll just let that sit for a few minutes, and then we'll bring it down, up and down several times. Try to maximize the amount of cider we're getting out of every bushel. And we'll get about 3 gallons per bushel, maybe a little better. So when we're doing this right, these the pulp or the pomace that comes off of here will just slide off like a big pancake or a big cracker. So you know it's nice and dry. So we're extracting as much of that fruit pulp as possible.
Fresh cider fills one of several tanks in the room. In the other tanks, batches of black mead and raspberry mead ripen toward perfection with daily monitoring.
I'm measuring the specific gravity, and what that it's based on Archimedes' principle of the more dissolved solids, the more dense a liquid, the higher something will float in it. And that's what this hydrometer reads. What you can translate your specific gravity into is the amount of sugar. That's really what we're measuring, is the amount of sugar in the wine.
A precise number on the hydrometer is one thing. To craft an award-winning mead, a true winemaker relies on his senses.
So the best test instrument there is in the wine cellar is your nose. That's the best one.
I agree. I have a bigger cup, if you notice.
We've won about, 15 or 16 international awards now, some of them very prestigious international awards, so we're excited about that, and that kind of lends a little bit of credibility to what we're doing. Black mead, earthy, light-bodied, fruity, and lightly oaked.
Back in the tasting room, John shares his award-winning meads with visitors from all over the country. The experience pushes him to keep experimenting with new varieties and reaching for the crown.
This is the neck of the gods and the drink of kings.
Drink of kings.